to the calm storm of marriage. Our topic today is going to be talking about can you forgive and not forget? So my thing is that's kind of difficult to forget things. But I personally feel that if you want your relationship to strive, you have to not necessarily get over it, so to speak, but you have to move forward. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But if you allow yourself to be reliving the same thing over and over and over again, that means you probably shouldn't be with that individual because you can't see past that. And so my thing is right now you're just being detrimental to yourself and your spouse, or yourself and whoever you're in a relationship with. Right now that's toxic, so to speak. There's an old saying that says, I'd rather live alone in a doghouse than live in a mansion with a bitter wife or a bitter spouse.
In the Bible, that's a good one.
That was in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I be learning. But I thought I got that from somebody else. But hey, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, Mama rubbed up off on me a little bit, having me in church. I guess I picked up a little bit. But I could have sworn I can't feel like one of them for whatever.
That's the Bible. It's better to be on a rooftop than in a house with a roaring wife. I'm not sure what scripture it is, but y'all can look that up and comment below, and that way we'll all be linked.
Oh yeah, put us all up on it so I can reread it. Because I know I kind of threw my own swag in there. But for the most part, that's how I feel. If you can't get past something, then you need to figure out why. It could probably be something within yourself. My thing is, my major is psychology. Now I'm doing healthcare administration, but the root is psychology. Everything is based around psychology. And whenever you're dealing with something like that, everything is based off of your when you was a child. So if you had a horrible upbringing as a child, then that's going to end up sticking with you as an adult. So you got to address that first before you can actually go with someone else and try to love them for who they are. Because you can't love someone else for who they are if you don't love yourself for who you are. Or if you don't even know who you are at all. So in order to forget something, you got to actually understand, figure out what was it that you were doing before when you were younger and thus far in order to get through trials and tribulations. Because without friction, there can be no growth. So
that is true.
That's pretty much my take on that. What do you think?
Okay, as far as if you can forgive and what is it, forgive and not forget?
Yeah, forgive and not forget, or vice versa. But pretty much the whole topic is about forgetting.
Okay, well, I feel this way. Personally, I feel like if you choose to forgive someone, then it would behoove you to forget whatever infraction they did towards you. That way, you can move on forward in a relationship without anything in the back of your mind. I know people, or the cliche saying is, forgive, but don't forget. Forgive them, but keep that in the back of your mind what they did. So every time you get in an argument, you can bring it up and throw it in their face. Or, and I'm not saying everybody does that, but human nature, it's easier to do that when you have a piece of information about the person and something that they did wrong. It's easier to bring it up and throw it back in their face. So I say to forgive and forget. And I agree with my husband. If you're going to move on with the person, forgive them and forget it. And if it was too much for you to handle, only you know that. Only you know what you can handle and what you can deal with and what you can tolerate. So if it's too much, then if it's too much and you're not married, that's what I'll say. Then let it go. Because the relationship will only move as far as you allow it to go with your forgiveness.
Yeah.
The reason why I say forgive and forget, because when you forget, it's kind of like what Christ does to us. When we do something, he doesn't keep it in the back of his mind. That's the saying that man came up with. Oh, forgive and don't forget. But in the scriptures, and again, you guys could put it down below, you could see how he says he casts, all of our sins into the sea of forgetfulness. So come on now, if we're going to forgive people, we need to forgive them all the way. We don't need to be holding on to bits and pieces when no one can really judge anyone, because none of us are perfect, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Secondly, it does the relationship a great service when you forgive and forget, because, like I said before, you both are able to move forward and feel lighter in a relationship. When you hold on to something, there's still that weight holding you back. It's still that weight holding you down, and you still have a little bit of a wall up. So I personally feel like it would behoove anyone in any type of relationship, marriage, or friendship, dating relationship. If you want to move forward in that relationship, forgive the person and forget it, let it go.
Yeah, so those are pretty much the three things you got to live by. You either have well, actually that's four. Talking about the casting out and the forgetful seed. You have the forgive your brethren, or forgive the person 70 times 70. Yeah, and then you have the whole saying of fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
God.
No, fool me once, shame on shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me the third time, I'm a fool. And so it's
or what did President Bush say? Fool me can't be fooled again.
Oh yeah. But anyway, and then you have man, I'm telling you. Yeah, that was in that little Wayne too. But anyway, but then you have the fourth one, forgive but don't forget. So it's just like, it's all about how you want to live, but it's your life. But my thing is, happiness comes from within. And pretty much what my wife and I is pretty much saying, we're speaking it from our truth, from our angle, is saying that it's better for us to, hey, this happened, let's talk about it, let's get some clarity. Now let's go ahead and move on past this so we can continue living life without judgment. So
yes, we our saying is we make memories, not judgments.
Correct. And so that's pretty much our take on that. Thank you for watching.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you like this video, make sure you comment and make sure you subscribe. Also put a heart by your comment if you agree with what we just said as far as forgiving and forgetting. Make sure you share this video. And thanks for watching. If there's anything you guys want us to talk about, let us know in the description, in the comment box below.